What's going on, Patriots? Back with another Patriots Prayer reaction for you, and we're going to get into this one with Tom MacDonald's talking about Superman, new song. So it just came out a few hours ago. I haven't heard a single peep of the song, not a bar, not a lyric, not a sound. I have no idea the topic of the song, any of that yet. It just happened, and I was working on other things, so I saw it pop up, and I said, you know what better time than the present? Let's get out in front of it. So let's go ahead and do that. But before we do, guys, realize that the Patriots Prayer now is posting the podcast on YouTube. We previously didn't. We put it on Rumble solely and, Spotify, iTunes, everywhere else. But we stayed away from YouTube. I mean, for obvious reasons. There's a lot of things that we say on the other platforms that we can't say on YouTube. We hope that someday changes. We hope that someday we get back to a truly American First Amendment and that changes. But until then, we have conformed to play by the rules, and just hope you guys come over and help us break the algorithm, guys. Give us some follows, likes, and subscribe to the channel. Give us some comments. Tell us what you think. Now, we are not the typical podcast. We're not the typical guys that get behind these mics or behind these cameras and say the things they say, because we don't have that filter. We'll go at any particular topic. It makes no difference what it is. I don't care if people like it or they don't like it. I think everything should be talked about, regardless. And that's why I like this guy so much, Tom MacDonald, because he doesn't shy away from any topic either. I mean, he's like, South Park is a good example of they'll go at anything and they don't give a damn. It's weird that with everything that's gotten canceled in the last few years, that South Park didn't get canceled. It's wild to me that they got through this whole thing unscathed. But that's off topic. Yeah, guys, check us out. If you like hanging out and like the commentary, go check out some of the other podcasts we just did. We just interviewed two different whistleblowers, and one of them was the guy who blew the lid off the Hillary Clinton Uranium One scandal. So, wow. You think that the guys protecting us are the good guys? Go take a listen to what these guys say happened, and it will blow your mind. But that's a different thing. Check it out in your free time, please. We'd really appreciate it. But let's jump into this. Tom MacDonald's Superman.
Unlock my phone and watch the world die. They crying to God while they run for their lives. Blood in the streets, bombs in the sky. Goodbye. I hope you had dreams come true. I hope they see in their crosshairs what I see in you.
Okay, so he's talking about war. It's evident that he's talking about war. And he says he hopes they see in their crosshairs what he sees in you. That's a pretty powerful lyric, because, soldiers, when they look down that scope, when they look out the other end of that sight, they have a decision to make. And it's not an easy decision to make. And they have to decide whether or not someone lives or someone dies. War is messy. There is a time for war and a time for peace, though. And as we see right now, there are a lot of things happening in this world right now that we see there are people on both sides of these issues. Obviously, you know where we fall on this side of the issues that are going on currently. I make no mistake about telling you exactly where my allegiances lie. And there's very good reason for that. Very, very good reason for that. But yeah, I mean, war is never typically like a black and white thing, just pure good, pure evil in that kind of a scenario. There's all kinds of shades of gray. Innocent people die. Decisions that are made end up with people being collateral damage and all that. And then if you focus on the small parts instead of the bigger picture, it's real easy to make the good guy look like they're the bad guy. It's extremely easy to do it depending on where your focus is. But in the long term, if the good guy fails and the bad guys win, the world is much worse off than it was than if they would have just continued until the bad guys were dealt with. And that's my stance on it, plain and simple. Let's listen to what else he has to say here.
Goodbye. I hope you had dreams come true. I hope they see in their crosshairs what I see in you. And I hope and I pray, 'cause it's all I can do. I don't understand who is good or bad. They don't care as long as you got oil sands. We need something.
Wow. I don't understand who's good or bad. As long as they got oil sands. I mean, yeah, guys. I mean, we've all known that, right? I mean, you have people that are running around saying, I mean, look at, if anyone remembers back at the Iraq War, Saddam Hussein was saying, I don't got weapons of mass destruction, but he did have oil, and he did want to nationalize the money in Iraq. So, boom, war. You have guys like Kim Jong-un that definitely has nuclear weapons, but he doesn't have any oil. So there's no war going on in North Korea. Imagine that. Yeah, look how that works out. Yeah, he's not wrong. Not wrong at all.
I don't understand who is good or bad. They don't care as long as you got oil sands. We need something fast. We need something bad. More than guns and tanks. Where is Superman? Oh.
Where is Superman? I mean, this is the same scenario. I ask this question all the time to people. I talk to a lot of people that are very involved, high up in government. They have a lot of responsibility and or have been privy to a lot of information that you and I aren't. And my question to them quite often is, you know, where are the heroes at, man? Where are they at? Where are those people that just don't give a damn about right and left and just care so much more about right and wrong than they do about right and left? Where are those guys at? Where are the guys that'll do what's right no matter who cares? I mean, we just recently, we witnessed some of that. In a very small, well, not so small of a level. I think it was more historical than anyone wants to give it credit for. When Matt Gaetz ousted Kevin McCarthy from Speaker of the House because the guy was not keeping his promises, and his omnibus bills they're spinning us into oblivion. You know, we think that missiles coming from outside into the United States are going to be our undoing or a war. No, it's going to be our financial system collapsing. That would be the real threat. And you know what this president is doing? He's helping it along. He's spinning us into oblivion. It's giving our money for other people's wars and other people's problems and proxy wars because, in my opinion, he's compromised up to here. And he should not be in charge. He doesn't even know what day of the week it is. It's that simple. So, yeah, I mean, I so far, so good. I mean, he always pulls me into his music. And I love, his approach to it. We don't know who's good or who's bad in any given situation. There are some situations in war where even the good guys can do bad things, and vice versa. And there's some cases in war where the bad guys do good things, because at the end of the day, they're all people. And yeah, I mean, it's really that kind of gray. And I love it. I love it so far.
Oh, where's Superman? Superman. I turn on the news and watch the world fight. Thousands of men making widows of wives. I'll be home soon.
Thousands of men making widows of wives. Wow. I mean, that's the side of it no one really sees, people. When we're looking at the things that are going on, people all have these causes that they like to talk really big. I mean, I'd kill this, I'd do this, I'd do that. And you don't care about the human, the collateral damage, the human cost. And it's a father that, that is no longer there for his son or his daughter, or a husband that's no longer there for his wife or his mother or his father. There are costs, and it's quite a lot to consider, especially in someone in a leadership role, before they consider sending young men and women into a situation in which their lives could be taken from them, that you better be sure that that is the right decision, that you've explored every other option prior to doing exactly that and waging war. But guys, sometimes there is a time for war. And bad men and really, really evil men do exist. And they are not your friend. They're not my friend, but they do like to play on our heartstrings. And it's only through manipulation tactics that the people that are brainwashed on the other side of these issues continue to stand up for and protest for the very people, in a lot of cases, that would, if given the chance, would probably turn on the people that are protesting for them. I'm not going to be specific. I know where I'm talking at. I know this is going to be on YouTube. I'm not going to go too much in depth, but you understand what I'm saying. You understand that there is a standard problem on that side of the aisle where there is no standard. There's absolutely no standard. They stand for this group and that group. And if you put that group and that group in the same room together, well, one group would probably take out the other group, but they just stand in the middle with no standards and no values, and they're okay with everything. And they call it freedom. We call it chaos. We call it absolute chaos. I love Tom.
I turn on the news and watch the world fight. Thousands of men making widows of wives. I'll be home soon, walked off in the night. Goodbye, I will remember you. I know it's shoot or be shot, and they're men just like you. But I hope and I pray, 'cause that's all I can do. I don't understand who is good or bad. They don't care as long as you got oil sands. We need something fast, we need something bad, more than guns and tanks. Where is Superman? Oh,
really?
Where is Superman? Oh, where is Superman? Soon you won't need a TV or an iPhone to see, because you will look out the window and...
Oh my goodness. I know what he's getting ready to say. I'm going to let him say it though.
A TV or an iPhone to see, because you will look out the window and... boom.
No doubt. No doubt. He nailed it. He nailed it. Early on in this conflict and this skirmish in the Middle East that's going on right now, people were taken to the internet and saying a lot of really stupid things, as typically they do. And one of the dumbest damn things that I heard someone say is, well, why don't you just, if you love them so much, why don't you go fight for them? We don't have to leave here to fight for them. Our culture in the United States is being attacked. And it's being attacked by people that say they want freedom, but their freedom isn't your freedom. Their freedom is your oppression. At least the freedom that we were founded upon gives everybody the ability to be who they are, as long as they don't infringe on anyone else's liberty. That's not the kind of freedom that they're fighting for. They're fighting for lawlessness. What they're doing has no love attached to it. What they're doing is for dominance, for true supremacy, but to have no standard at the same time. They're fighting for something while at the same time fighting for nothing. If you take a look at most of these radical movements that have taken place over the last few years and the groups that have been involved, right in the heart of them, there was never no clear plan of we're fighting for peace or harmony or to get along or to compromise or make the world a better place. No, it was to tear down, burn, destroy, and cause chaos. That's what they stood for. That's what they did, and that's what they're doing even right now. Right now, they're radicals. They have no good, they are not preaching anything good. What they're preaching is certain people are bad and must be dealt with, and that's the end of it, and that's where they leave it. And they're bad people for doing it. That's not what we stand for, folks. And I'm afraid that the good people that continually hope that it's just going to get better organically don't realize that it's not. Evil will never retreat willingly. It must be beaten back. And everything that we do to make this world a better place must be intentional. And you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's unfortunate that things that happen in this world happen. It's unfortunate that wars occur, and it's unfortunate that people have to die as a result of those wars. But the cost sometimes of not fighting those wars is much greater than the cost incurred by fighting them. And that's the harsh reality that nobody wants to stand up and say. And that's just the truth. And that means sometimes those things that you see on your TV or across your social media feed that break your heart. The difference between us and them is this. When we see it, it breaks our heart and we say we wish it didn't have to happen. When those bad people parachuted into Israel and needlessly took lives of men, women, and children, and the people that were asked here, hey, can you condemn the needless and senseless killing of innocent people? They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't just come out and say, yes, we condemn it. It took days and a lot of pressure before they even attempted to try to say that. But then went off and said the exact opposite. So it was only for optics. That's the difference. We have love in our hearts. They don't. They want dominance. And they're hateful. And they're evil at heart. And that's the reality of it. And there's no better way to put it. And there's no other reality except that one. If you are aligned with people who, by very nature, say, as part of their movement, that there is another whole group of people, no matter where they are in the entirety of the world, must be gone, must be dealt with, then that group is evil. And anyone who stands with that group in solidarity is also evil. So yeah. And unfortunately, while you're going after one enemy, innocent people die. Don't blame that on the fight that was brought on by the bad people who started it. And don't blame the good guys who have to fight it as a result. I love Tom, and I love that he invokes this type of conversation. And man, I really do wish, I don't know if you're going to see this, Tom. I don't. I know you float around on the internet and check different people out as they do reactions to your music. But man, I would really like it if you see this and you would happen to reach out and give me a few minutes of your time, because I would love to pick your brain, brother. I really would, and I really do admire what you guys are doing, and I admire that you're doing it on your own without the help of big companies and records and the record labels and so forth. You really do give us a lot to admire you for, brother, and I mean that with all my heart. So let's let him finish.
In that phone to see, because you will look out the window and boom. I don't understand who is good or bad. They don't care as long as you got oil sands. We need something fast, we need something bad, more than guns and tanks. Where is Superman? Oh, where is Superman? Oh, where is Superman?
There's Superman. There he is. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you liked hanging out with us, do us a favor, guys. Help us break this algorithm. We're constantly have to fight the algorithm. It doesn't matter where we're at, because we say the things that nobody else wants to say. I mean, look what Tom has constantly had to fight this whole time, but he has that whole hog, that Hangover Gang family. You guys are freaking amazing. You guys break every algorithm. And I'm only asking for a little piece of that, guys. So if you liked what you saw today, give me a like, follow, subscribe. Go check out some of the other videos that we've done. Look at the podcast. I love to get your feedback on it. I really would. So as usual, the silent majority, you need to stop being silent and stand your ground. We'll see you next time on the Patriots Prayer.
My people of this country, and we're under attack. They ban us, they cancel us for speaking the fact.